Black men have it 100% harder than any other nationality and any other race in the world. You have other black men that look just like you gunning for you. You have women that only want to use you. You grow up with a chip on your shoulder because you're taught that you always have to take care of everything and everybody, and nobody's looking out for you. And if you show even a hint of weakness, you a sissy, you a punk, you sassy. You have the whole world that looks at you like a threat.
This is what it looks like when somebody's actively trying to sabotage your dreams.
If I can do that for 3 more days, I'll be very happy, and a victory would be awfully nice too.
A victory. To me, that comes off as a little cocky or brash.
Well,
when you come out here, you know what I'm saying, your first
understand.
pro tournament, and you say, I can win.
I've always figured that why go to a tournament if you're not going there to try and win?
And this is a micro expression of disgust. So he's disgusted by the fact that Tiger Woods, a young Tiger Woods, thinks he's going to win.
You'll learn.
There's an unwritten rule, by the way, in the black community that there is somewhat of a hierarchy when it comes to respect. At the top of that hierarchy are old black women and grandmothers. Below them are black mothers. Below them are black women and girls, regardless of whatever their age is. Below them are old black men. Below them are black fathers. And at the very bottom are black men and black boys.
You ever notice what some women will say what a real man is? It's always like a real man won't mind if I have 10 kids from 10 different baby daddies. He's gonna love all them kids and take care of all them kids. Or a real man doesn't mind if I slept with 500 guys between the ages of 19 and 20. He's gonna love me anyway. He won't care if I have horrible spending habits. He's gonna fit the bill. Like, it's never positive.
And this skewed pyramid of phony respect often overrides truth and accountability, replacing it with dysfunction and hypocrisy.
We're told our identity was wrapped up in who we were able to conquer. That's how it used to be. And I believe women by majority standardize that as this is what it should be. Whereas now, priority number 1 for a lot of men is to consider our purpose, our peace, and our pockets before prioritizing you.
What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Sean C. Kevin Samuels tried to rebuke women and warn men that modern women's tactics for trying to get a rise out of men was called sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. But black women's tactics against black men have become even more insidious, with things like calling men sassy or telling them that they're gay just because a man doesn't behave the way they want them to.
I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like I just can't see my nigga like using the umbrella looking like fucking Mary Poppins. Like, I'm sorry, I just cannot. And I feel like it's gonna be so bad when I say it, but I feel like it's sassy.
It's sassy. Black women will even listen to actual gay dudes and ask them on what does it mean to be a man and how black men are supposed to act.
I knew that shit was getting scary when I started to watch black men comparing themselves to women. And I don't want to jump on the bandwagon of the sassy and zesty conversation because there's a lot of zest sitting over here. So I ain't got call it for what it is, a lot of zest and sass over here.
As black men, we know that our masculinity has been under attack for a very long time, and not just by black women. Today we're going to examine what masculinity is for the black man, the obstacles that we must overcome, and how we should embrace who we are as men to become the best version of ourselves and ultimately live our best life. With that being said, let's get started.
In the past 20 years, we've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities, for one reason or another.
Y'all problem is y'all don't be allowing a man to be vulnerable. Y'all talk too much, y'all too combative and too opinionated. A man will tell you exactly what he needs from you and exactly what you're not doing. And the first thing you do is, oh, but I did that. If I ain't doing it, you might as well go over there to the other beat. Heifer, he's telling you because he know if he go over there with Sally suiting him at, they gonna do it right off the bat. He don't want that. He's telling you because he wants you to do it. He's telling you because he wants you to pull up on that behavior.
Men are not allowed to have full access to their feelings. Can I give y'all a great example of that? We in the house, me and my wife, she's pregnant, and my, at the time, 4-year-old daughter sleep in her room. It's 3 a.m. and we hear, woo, 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 So I pop up. I got the blanket on me, you know. I go downstairs and check all the rooms. My heart beating like crazy. I check the living room good. I check the kitchen good. I walk into the basement, man. My finger trembling a little bit, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Go to the basement. I peek around the last corner. The wind opened the door to the garage and messed up the sensor. Closed the joint, locked it. Whew. Sat down for a little bit, let my nerves chill. I said, wait a minute, I just realized something. Fear is a human emotion. 2 of us were scared that night. Only 1 of us had permission to feel that.
We can't cry because that makes you a bitch. You can't admit that you're in pain because that makes you weak. You can't admit that you're sad because that makes you weak. And if that was it, Keenan, that would be bad enough. But we won't admit we're happy. Wow. Because we might look goofy. We can't admit we're excited because we got to act like we've been there before.
Tiger Woods, a young Tiger Woods, thinks he's going to win.
You'll learn. I'm just kidding you. I'm sorry I had to say that.
He wasn't just kidding. What he was doing was displaying his jealousy. He was actively trying to sabotage this young man's aspirations.
We can't admit we're in love because it means somebody has control over us.
So you're stuck in this
stoic reality of manhood that actually reduces my humanity.
A real man will have some kind of self-worth. Like, a real man will never tolerate respect. A real man will walk away from me if I'm ever disrespectful to him. It's never anything like that. It's always a real man's going to put up with someone else's BS. You guys ever notice that? Because I noticed that.
How do I feel about women who says, I need a man that can handle me? And I've always taught this. Listen, the last thing a man wants to do is come home and have to handle you. That's the last thing that he wants to do. After he's been beat up by the world, beat up at the office, stressed out, the weight of the world on his shoulders, the last thing he wants to do is to come home to a woman that he has to handle.
I really wish that women would stop oversimplifying things and saying that every man who does something wrong, who cheats, who lies, who simply doesn't care that much about you is a narcissist. It's simply not true.
Ask me, how do I assist men through this? I tell them, if a woman places your gender before your humanity, leave her.
And explain that, because a lot of men don't understand that.
You should not feel this way because you are a man. But I am telling you that you harmed me. So what you want me to do is you want me to make the emotional space for you, and you are not willing to reciprocate it for me? Girl, f*** you.
Where there are masculine black men, there are safer environments. And what do I mean? This whole toxic masculinity farce that people try to toss out here. The term toxic masculinity came from 2 Caucasian men. There we go again. Shepard Bliss and Robert J. Stoller. One of them happens to be a homosexual. So let's connect these dots here. So a homosexual Caucasian man is going to tell heterosexual nations of original men what masculinity is. Not possible.
Men are taught to understand women, raised from childhood, but women don't understand men. When we have problems, I think most women don't care. I think that when we express ourselves, women, some get it, some don't.
We intentionally chose weak men, and we're actually mad at ourselves because we put ourselves in a relationship with a man who wasn't the masculine man that we really wanted when times were tough. But here's the thing, ladies, a masculine man is going to require femininity, and a masculine man is not going to put up with you barking orders and acting like you can switch, because he knows when it really hits the fan. Circling back to that first woman who said, you know, we should provide and we should take care of the men. A masculine man is going to require something of you. And a lot of women know they are not up to standard, so they choose the men that let them get away with that bad behavior.
And I think a side effect of men prioritizing those things is that by doing so, we've unconsciously unlocked the clarity that says I still want and desire a woman, but if she comes in and compromises my peace, my purpose, or my pockets, then I don't even want to waste my time. And I don't think women know how to handle that disillusion. But it's not because men aren't interested. It's just that we're no longer more interested in you than we are our purpose, peace, and our pockets.
You need to find women that like you more than you like them. I don't care what everybody else is talking about. You need to find a woman that love your dirty draws, that worship the ground that you walk on, that she's willing to do everything for you. If you get yourself in a situation where you like a woman way more than she like you, and she got some game about herself, she done been around the block, she done finesse finessed and done all the finessing, and now she done ran into you and presenting herself like this good girl, and you think you found you a good girl? Yeah, you gonna find out, all right. This is where they pull all that bullshit.
Be brave enough to get the woman you want. Rather than condemning all the shorties who don't meet your standard, rather than be in the comments arguing and shit like that, rather than be sitting in some shorty face who using you for what you got and the emotion you got, but bruh, be brave enough to believe in yourself to leave a shorty the fuck alone because she not what you want.
Girl be like, oh yeah, let's do it. I'll be like, no. What you mean no? You don't wanna, what's wrong with me? I ain't say nothing was wrong. I'm just good. I'm not gonna get respect if I ain't respecting myself. So if I'm dealing with a girl who out here, why in the world did I attract that? How did she even get in the door? So maybe it's a piece of me that's inside that's broke that attracted that girl who extremely promiscuous. Maybe I feel like I ain't worthy of a good woman, so I settled for the promiscuous one because I know she just gonna give me love for it's what I got, not who I am. So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get a good woman, I gotta be a good man. If I want a faithful woman, I gotta be a faithful man. Like you said, relationships are a mirror. You make a good song when you're a good artist. You get a lot of money when you know what you're doing. You can wake up every morning, you energized because you eating right. Yin and yang, you feel what I'm saying? Everything goes hand in hand. Everything is a reflection out here.
So now what people perceive as masculinity is putting their hands on a woman. That's masculine. No, that's not what masculinity is. Masculinity would prevent a man from putting his hands on his woman. Masculinity protects the community. Masculinity raises and respects children.
I raise my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. Right. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open the door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up. I love that. Because we're men.
And as a mother of 4 black sons, plus I have cousins, I have brothers, I have my dad, they have it the hardest out of everybody. I look at the prisons and I'm very, very passionate about young men and the recidivism rate and how it's so high. And I realize it is so high because the support for those men is so low.
Jail in 1994. He didn't mind going to jail. He would say, Judge, why are you bothering me? I can go to jail. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to deal with your probation conditions and your anger management. And I'm not going to talk to the guy that I hit and resolve it so I cannot go to jail. I'll just do the year. We used to pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. We are the product in the system, in the paid prisons that they make money off of. And they count on you guys not being able to handle your emotions.
Don't ever let a motherfucker tell you that your life or the way you living is flawed just because they got a crack in their glasses. And a lot of times we operate out of fear. Don't go dream big. Especially don't go dream big. Hey, get you a solidified job. Don't go move out of state until you got $5,000-$6,000. If I would listen to that, bro, I want to make it to LSU. I'm a first-gen college student, bro. This shit kicking my ass. $75,000 all the time. I'm gonna make it though, it's good. And all these different lenses are developed by different traumas, different upbringings. So don't never let nobody tell you that your route, your decisions is flawed, because they might have a crack in their glasses.
3 things the black man especially got to be aware of: sex, money, and opportunity. When the devil comes, he come at you with one of those 3, sometime all 3. And if you ain't true to what you claim you about, you gonna fall victim.
Second, what you say and what you do don't add up, you ain't a man, bro. The second you say, we gotta go back to that. This is old school shit. You got a woman in your life and you say, yo, babe, I got this. This is getting done. We talking about black men now. We talking about, I'm gonna pull this because this is important for fucking men, black men to understand. Stop saying shit you ain't gonna do. Yeah. You heard? Stop making excuses. You tell this woman the first time is the only time.
I agree.
Huh? Yo, babe, this is what I'm gonna do. That's it. 10 years from now, you still doing what you said.
If you are a black man on social media, you gotta have the toughest skin. 90% of the time when we getting bashed, you gotta learn to ignore that shit. Cause if not, bro, this shit will have you messed up in the head, like real deal depressed, or it's gonna have you arguing with children and women all day on social media. And now what do you look like? Cause the way we get bashed on here is ridiculous. And especially if like you a good dude who make an honest living, who ain't in the streets or nothing, who ain't out here just getting a whole bunch of women pregnant and not taking care of the kids, you'll see what everybody has to say about us every single day, and you'll be genuinely confused, like what?
Please, please, please stop pushing the narrative that
black men hate black women, black men think black women are ugly, think they're masculine. It's simply not true. It is not words I would use to describe myself or my experience or the experience of the black women that I know. I feel that this agenda or this idea is so completely left field and could not be further from the truth. The black men in my life are amazing.
Reminder to the brothers out there, black women love you, we adore you, we respect you, we honor you, and just because you get these miserable black women that come on here and basically try to convince most black women, majority of black women, to turn from our man, I just wanted to remind you that most black women do not feel this way. Please do not get caught up in the hype of these bitter women coming online, bashing black men and telling black women to date their oppressors.
So while I have your attention, black men, I love you. Black men, I honor you. Black men, I value you. Black men, I respect you. I uplift you. I encourage you. And ladies and gentlemen, no matter how hard the forces of this world may try to convince us otherwise, there is something so special, so powerful, so strong, so valuable, so beautiful about the unity of black men and black women. And don't ever let nobody make you forget that.
How many of you out there feel like you've been disrespected when it comes to dating and relationships? If that's you, then you're going to watch this video right here and see how this one black man decided to go where he was appreciated, not tolerated. This is a story that I believe that all can relate to.